It seems to me that America was born on a farm. And you can't operate a farm without workers. We can't feed ourselves or our world's neighbors without farm workers. And sometimes we need help from neighbors who live in foreign countries. Is that a fair statement, Mr. Costa?
Yes, I believe immigrants play an important role.
Mr. Costa, do you believe that illegal immigration is illegal?
Under the statutes, yes.
Okay. Mr. Sakara, am I saying your name right? Do you agree with that statement?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Costa, what grade, A, B, C, D, F, would you give President Biden's administration on combating illegal immigration?
I don't know what grade I would put it. I think they've made some useful improvements, but I think that the border there's so much money going to the border that I think the border is mostly secure. People are mostly turning themselves in. They're not really crossing the border without authorization.
You can't give a grade? You're an expert on immigration, and you can't give a grade?
Oh, I guess if I had to, I'd probably be about a C, right in the middle somewhere.
A C or a D?
A C, because they kept some Trump policies in place. They've made some improvements.
Right.
It's sort of in between.
Okay, how about you, Mr. Sakura?
Are we grading on a curve, Senator?
No, sir.
I would be generous and say a D minus.
Okay. All right. Can we agree that either President Biden's administration believes in open borders, or the person that he has put in charge of making immigration policy is not qualified to manage a food truck?
I would fully reject the notion that the Biden administration believes in open borders.
Okay, how about you, Mr. Secure?
At the risk of being too lawyerly, I might be interested in the definition of open borders. I think it's certainly fair to say there is a lack of significant enforcement at the border. And in fact, my clients who
let me try to put a finer point on it. Right now, we have conscientious farm workers who live in other countries, some of whom have worked here before. We have Nigerian doctors. We have German engineers who are waiting years patiently in line, trying to follow the rules of legal immigration to come into our country. But yet, the Biden administration will welcome anybody who can either secretly or less than secretly come into the United States from the southern border. Is that not correct?
I don't believe so. I believe that the people showing up at the border are mostly seeking humanitarian protections because there's a dire need in this hemisphere.
How about you, Mr. Secure? Do you think that my description is correct?
I do, Senator, and that seems to be obvious from watching the evening news.
Well, the agencies responsible for the legal immigration system, Mr. Costa, are failing to process applications promptly, aren't they?
I would say it depends. For low-wage work visas, they are mostly processing them quite quickly.
Well, we've got a backlog of 24 million applications. What do you mean it depends?
It depends on which visa you're talking about. I would say for H-2B, for instance, the USCIS prides themselves on how quickly they process those visas. When it comes to other things like work permits, they've been slow, and I think the problem is that Congress has not appropriated funds.
What started as a discussion about America's labor force quickly turned into a fiery debate over illegal immigration, border security, and the Biden administration's immigration policies. Senator John Kennedy pressed two immigration experts with a series of direct questions, challenging them to defend the administration's handling of both legal and illegal immigration. What happened next left the hearing room noticeably quiet. Senator Kennedy began by acknowledging an important reality. He pointed out that America's farms depend on hardworking laborers and that many industries rely on immigrants willing to do difficult jobs. But Kennedy immediately drew a distinction between legal and illegal immigration that he asked one witness a simple question: is illegal immigration against the law? The answer was immediate: yes. Kennedy then turned to the second witness and asked the same question. Once again, the witness agreed without hesitation. With both experts agreeing on that basic principle, Kennedy shifted the conversation to the Biden administration's record. Kennedy challenged one witness to grade the administration's handling of illegal immigration. After some hesitation, the witness settled on a C, arguing that the administration had kept some Trump-era policies while making a few improvements. The second witness was even harsher. Instead of giving the administration an average grade, he called it a D-, saying the lack of meaningful enforcement had become increasingly obvious. At this point, Kennedy's questioning intensified. If you're enjoying this breakdown of today's hearing, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
For them, they have this
It's
fee-based
always
structure.
money. We now have a larger federal budget adjusted for inflation than we've ever had in the history of the United States of America.
But with all due respect,
Always the money. Mr. Sakura, what kind of job do you think that the Biden administration has done with legal immigration with the 24 million person backlog?
I think any fair estimation is that it's poor.
Well, can we agree that legal immigration is good and illegal immigration is bad?
I would think so. The country is founded on immigration, people coming here from other countries. Legal immigration is good, yes.
Does anybody disagree with that statement? Does anybody want to defend the Biden administration's 24 million people backlog in illegal immigration? But yet millions have come illegally across the border? Does anybody want to defend that? Anybody? Thank you for being here.
Kennedy then asked whether the Biden administration effectively believes in open borders, or whether those in charge of immigration policy simply aren't qualified to manage the system. One witness strongly rejected the idea that the administration supports open borders, arguing that many migrants are seeking humanitarian protection. The second witness took a different approach. He acknowledged that, regardless of how someone defines open borders, there has clearly been a significant lack of enforcement along the southern border. Kennedy used that admission to make a broader point. That he argued that while skilled workers, doctors, engineers, and seasonal farm workers are waiting years to immigrate legally, millions of people have crossed the southern border illegally, creating what he described as an unfair system for those following the rules. 4 to 20, the legal immigration backlog under fire. The discussion then shifted to legal immigration. Kennedy questioned why legal visa applicants continue facing enormous delays while illegal crossings dominate national attention. One witness blamed Congress for failing to provide enough funding to immigration agencies. Kennedy wasn't convinced. He responded that the federal government is spending more money than ever before, arguing that funding alone cannot explain a legal immigration backlog affecting roughly 24 million applicants. The second witness agreed that the government's performance on legal immigration has been poor. As the hearing came to a close, Kennedy asked what appeared to be the simplest question of the day. Can everyone agree that legal immigration is good and illegal immigration is bad? Both witnesses agreed. Kennedy then delivered his final challenge: that if legal immigration is good, who is willing to defend an immigration system with millions waiting legally while millions more have entered the country illegally? The room fell silent. No witness stepped forward to defend the administration's record before Kennedy yielded his time. The exchange highlighted one of the most divisive issues facing Congress today: balancing legal immigration, border security, and humanitarian concerns while maintaining confidence in America's immigration system. Whether viewers agree with Senator Kennedy's conclusions or not, his questioning forced the witnesses to answer difficult questions about enforcement, fairness, and the future of U.S. immigration policy. What do you think? Should the government focus first on reducing the legal immigration backlog, strengthening border enforcement, or both? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.